going to start with in cruising power. And so you see on my screen here that we're on the espresso homepage. And so we got to this by going to cruising power, then going to the booking tools and clicking espresso. Now we also have a widget on the homepage of espresso. However, we highly recommend starting from within espresso to be able to experience the fullness of what espresso has to offer. We're going to click on by starting start individual reservation, and you will be able to see all the different filters that are available for us to select the perfect sailing. As you can see, you can select by brand or by ship. You can look into the different destinations that your clients would like to explore or which departure port they would like to leave from. You can also look into the different departure dates and select by the amount of nights your clients would like to sail. Next, you will see the currency, which mostly applies to my Canadian friends. This is where you'll be able to switch between the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. However, for most of us, we will have the US dollar here. I'm gonna scroll a little. Next, you will see the stateroom planner. And this blue bar will actually fill in the information as we move through our reservation. This is where you can add multiple rooms and shop for different occupancies and categories to compare. We will actually have a training coming up in this series that dives more into how we can use this more effectively. You'll see where you can label each room as you shop, so this helps you differentiate between the different rooms that you're looking at. Here you'll be able to add the occupancy for that room, and it's important that you put the correct amount of people as it may impact the availability shown later. You'll see that you can add children and infants, so you can add in the number of children that are under the age of 17. And note that it is important to consider the age of the child upon the sale date. Under this, you'll see where you can turn on the filters for accessible staterooms or connecting staterooms, which will actually follow us throughout the process as well. So if we like to turn those on later, or if we would like to turn those off, that is an option throughout this process. You can add in the clientele loyalty number, and we highly recommend that you add it here as it can impact promotions and it will actually autofill the guest details later, which saves you time in your process. Lastly, you can add in any promo codes or promotional qualifiers that such as age, law enforcement, fire department, or military service, and the client's residency. So for this demonstration, we're going to search for a double occupancy with a few different qualifiers here. And we're going to push our date out to 2024. There we go. So next, once we are good with our search filters here, we're going to click search. And so the next page we're going to see is the sailing availability. And this is where it's going to show us all the sailing availability with the qualifiers that we inputted in the step before. On the left-hand side, you can see that all of the options that we previously had are currently available to just adjust our search at any point. So looking at our sailing availability, there's a lot of great information here that can help us decide on the best sailing for your clients. Any text that is hyperlinked in blue, you're able to click on it. And so if you click on the dates, it will show you the price, the dining options, and the sailing itinerary. If you click on the ship, you're able to see all of the ship details and the facts, including the deck plans. So as you can see the occupancy, you can see when it was enhanced and all of the different highlights that are a part of that ship, along with the dining options and those deck plans and those deck details. And then if we click on the price, we're able to see what the promotions are for that lowest available fare. So lots of great information here right from the sailing availability page. And if you're unsure of which is the best option, we can click to the left here and we can select up to 3 different options to be able to compare. From here, we can compare those prices and those itineraries to be able to select the best sailing for the client. At any point during this process, you can select to create an e-quote directly from here. We'll talk more about eQuote in a later webinar, but I want to show you the locations within Espresso where you can send those off. So once we find the sailing that we like, we're going to click the checkbox and move forward by clicking select. So now we are moved on to step 2. As you can see at the top of our page, our stateroom planner is now following us along. You can also go back and modify the search here and go back to that sailing availability if you would like to change anything for your search. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you can see this bar here where you're again able to shop for different dates for this exact itinerary. So if the client has a little bit of flexibility in their schedule, this is always an option here. As we search for that category, we have a few different filters that we can use. We can search for specific categories, or we can search for the status of those categories. So which are available, which are guaranteed, and which are waitlisted. We can also look into the different offers that are available that we want to search by as well. So if you're looking for a specific offer, this is a great tool to use as well. Again, you can add those filters of accessibility, connecting staterooms, or staterooms that sleep more than 5 guests. Note that with this filter and with staterooms that sleep more than 5 guests, you want to put the occupancy on 4, and then when you get to this step, you want to select this so that it shows staterooms that are available for 5 guests or more. You also have the options to exclude non-refundable deposit fares here. So now we're able to see all of the different categories that are available for this sailing. You're able to click on the name of the category and view what the room looks like and those unique filters that come with it. Once you find that perfect category, we're going to click on the circle and move forward to select those staterooms. Also want to bring your attention again that we can send an e-quote directly from here. So again, Espresso creates an environment that is easy to shop and plan for your clients' perfect vacations. Now we are on step 3. This is how easy the process is to create an individual reservation in Espresso. You can see that our stateroom planner is now filling up at the top here with the type of category and the price for the stateroom, so you're able to keep track of what you are planning for your client. And as we scroll down, we can see our fantastic deck plan where we can view every deck on the ship to select that perfect stateroom. You can see the deck plan where those filters show up for accessibility, for connecting rooms, and a few others that you can view from the legend from here. So this is where that client knowledge really comes into play here, as you can think through which stateroom would be the best selection for your client. So if you know that your client would like to be closest to the dining room, you can select a stateroom that is closest to the dining rooms. If you have a family traveling together and they would like to be closest to the pool and other family activities, you can select a room that is closest to there. Again, this is another way that Espresso allows you to personalize and customize the perfect experience for your client. So once we find a stateroom that works best, we're going to click View Details, and we're able to see the details of the actual stateroom and the different features. We can view the amount of berths, couch space, and a detailed description of the stateroom. So if we're satisfied with our selection, we can then hit select, and we're gonna go back to one of those other deck plans. Let's see. Here we go. So it even color coordinates this for you. Again, this is view details that show you those amount of berths, the lower bed, and the different details of the stateroom. So we're gonna hit select and proceed to guest details. So we're on step 4, and we're almost finished making the reservation for your client. So from here, we have a few different options in the gray bar to the left. We can look at the itinerary that we selected, or we can go back to the different steps that we just completed, as well as add any features that we would like to for this reservation. As I said before, if you were to add in the loyalty number during the first step, most of this information will already be inputted for you. So we're going to add in those guest details. And it's super important that you add in every single section or it will stop you once you get to the end. You also want to make sure that the information is in alignment with what is on their travel documents so there aren't any discrepancies at the time of embarkation. So we're going to add in those guest details. And you want to add in as much information as possible, like I said, so it doesn't stop you once you get to the end. Add in the date of birth. So next, you're going to be able to select those dining options. So if you know what your client prefers, this is a great opportunity to be able to select what works best for them. If your client prefers to have an early dinner, they're able to select that. Or if you know that they love to have the freedom on the ship, you can select which best dining option works for them. So we're going to click My Time for this selection. If your client has any future cruise credits, you can redeem that directly from this page so you're able to see in real time what the total cost will be for your clients. Next, you're able to see the bedding configuration. So if your clients are on a honeymoon or if it's a girls trip for the client, you can select the best configuration here so everything is perfect when they arrive. So let's choose together. Next, you're going to add in the pre-vacation information with their email address and phone number. And so this information is here, so if there are any updates with the sailing, they'll be able to be contacted directly. Lastly, you can add insurance for the staterooms, and we highly recommend that you add that insurance as a safety net for both you and your client. So we're gonna pick Florida here because that's where we are currently. So we're going to add that insurance. And once we feel good about everything, we're going to click review and book. So we are on the last step. We are on step 5. And so here's where we're going to double check all of that information to make sure that names are spelled correctly and the sailing is correct. You can also view your commission from this sailing. On my screen, it's going to show 0, but on yours, it will show an actual amount. So once we verified and double checked all of that information, we're going to confirm and we're going to click finish. And that is all. We have now created a successful reservation for our client's vacation, and those are the 5 easy steps of how to make an individual reservation in Espresso. We appreciate you so much for listening, and we hope that this helps your business become more automated. We wish you all the success in your business, and we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.